So let's talk about something that nobody really wants to say out loud, but everyone knows is true. In most BNI chapter launches, only about 10 to 20% of the group is actually inviting visitors. And that's a problem because those few people, they're doing all the heavy lifting. They're bringing all the guests. They're the ones creating real momentum. They're the ones that are really driving the growth of the chapter. And everyone else, they're simply riding their coattails and hoping everything works out. Now, I'm not saying that to call anyone out. I'm saying it because if you understand why this happens, you can actually fix it. So why does this happen? Why do most people not invite? Well, there's three big reasons. Number one, they don't feel ready. They think, I need to understand BNI a little bit better. I need to have the perfect message refined. I need to know exactly what to say. But underneath all of that, what's really going on is this. They're not clear about where the chapter is going. They're not confident what this group is going to become. And if you're shaky on that vision at all, you're always going to feel a little bit hesitant to invite somebody into that group because it's hard to invite somebody to something when you're not fully bought in yourself. And while they're waiting to feel ready, they don't invite anyone. Number two, they don't see it as their responsibility. And this is a big one. They think, well, the launch director will handle that. The members are already inviting. I was just a little bit too busy this week. And what happens next? Everyone assumes someone else will do it. And when everyone's thinking that way, very little actually gets done. Number three is fear. And let's just call this what it is. It's fear of rejection. It's fear of somebody saying something wrong. It's the fear of someone asking a question you don't know how to answer. So instead of risking an awkward conversation, you just avoid that conversation completely. And then it's costing you everything. Because here's what most people don't realize. Every person you don't invite is a potential referral partner you'll never meet. It's a relationship that never gets built. It's business that never happens. So here's how you fix this. And it's actually pretty simple, but it does require a mental shift. First, you actually have to lower the bar a little bit. Stop trying to be perfect. You do not need a polished pitch. You just need a simple, genuine invitation. Something like, hey, I love your business. It's really cool. I'm part of this group of business professionals, and I think they'd love to meet you. Do you want to come introduce yourself next week? That's enough. Second, it's not somebody else's job. This is your chapter. And the faster you act like it, the faster this thing is going to grow. And that's when you're going to build real meaningful results. Third, you've got to focus on helping, not selling. When inviting, you're not asking anything of anyone. You're offering an opportunity, a simple introduction to a room full of people who want to help them grow. When you look at it that way, it's a whole lot easier to invite. And finally, you've got to make this a habit. BNI is not something you do once in a while. It's something you do every single week because that consistency, it's going to beat intensity every time. So if you're watching this right now, ask yourself just a simple question. Which group am I in? Am I part of that 10 to 20%? Or am I that group that's just holding back waiting? Because the people who invite, they're the ones who are going to build their chapter and they're going to build real credibility along the way. The people who don't, they're just going to watch it happen and that's going to create frustration for others. So if you want more referrals, more relationships, and more business coming out of this chapter, it starts with one simple action: invite. So let's get to work.